She said, "I don't know what to do, Jean-Charles. Can you do something? I beg you."
And she knew you had special abilities.
Yes, and when we know that this person lives in Ontario, which is still far from home, we were on the phone late. It must have been 10:30 p.m. or something like that. I just focused on his son, and the situation upset me. I was so surprised that spontaneously I thought of the distress of my friend in front of her son, helpless. I thought of helping this boy. Suddenly, I felt something enter my coronal chakra, like a celestial energy. Something that penetrated me. And I felt tingling in my spine. I had the vision of her son, in bed, and I said, "It's going to be okay." And while I had my friend on the phone, she was saying, "Oh my God, what's going on? The hemorrhaging has stopped." It's strange, because the doctors had been trying to treat him for a long time without any results. They said it was a miracle.
And if we go into details, the hemorrhage stopped very quickly, because at the beginning he was coughing up blood. It didn't take long, it took a few minutes.
You were present.
Yes, but I wasn't next to you when you were doing this. I was in the house, and then I asked you how it happened. And suddenly his vital signs became normal again, to the pleasure of both of us. And I remember that a very weird phenomenon happened in relation to that.
Yes, very strange.
Would you like to share it?
I don't want to name the person, but the person received a message on his phone with his name on the voice message, but there was no network in the hospital. There was no number listed, and at the same time, I heard the name of his son in the room where I was.
And we were in different provinces, and I remember that we were very upset that you were able to help this boy.
Yes.
And his mother was very happy.
And very grateful too. And even now, I would be unable to say what happened. I just have this. How can I explain this? This need to help.
It's like a call.
Oh yes, indeed.
You know it's going to happen, it's spontaneous. It's like the mind doesn't have time to start analyzing anything.
No, absolutely. I don't have the time effectively. If you asked me to do something now, I would say, no, I can't. It doesn't work like that, because it's not a switch. It works a lot with my empathy.
Do you want to tell us how it was? Because you have other stories, as you worked in nightclub as a doorman.
Yes.
It was when there were battles, things like that. You could see them coming apart in advance, like a sixth sense.
It's not like it's really a sixth sense. Besides, I would like to salute all the doormen. It's a job that's not easy. Of course, there are people who have their senses sharpened, and who manage to see a battle beforehand. But here, we're not talking about that. We're talking about something long before it starts. When I knew, when there wasn't a client yet, that it was going to explode in that place. In the bar where I worked, there were different bars. There were 4 small bars in the bar. So I knew that at bar 4, at such and such a time, something was going to happen. And when I came back to work, it was 9:30 p.m. So when it exploded at 1 a.m., you know, it was still hours before. But I knew it. I knew that at such and such a time, something was going to happen. And the guys who worked with me knew that I felt the danger. They had a good team. I was often the barometer of what was going to happen. I'm not talking about the times when there was a full moon. Because that was really out of the ordinary. Because we knew very well that every time something bad was going to happen. But I'm talking about when there were no trigger elements. I could feel the energy of the people.
You don't just feel it too.
Yes, in fact, I could see like a mist around them. So it was the aura of the people. And when I saw someone who had an aura that was a little bit tarnished, or that was in the red colors, I felt that I had to watch that person more particularly?
Earlier you said full moon. It made me think of something. Do you remember when you were in France? And you told me that you had seen someone with big teeth, like fangs.
Oh yes. Well, yes.
There is someone who can confirm this story.
Yes, because I wasn't alone.
How old were you?
About 20 years ago. I was on the Champs-Élysées. We had gone to a nightclub, and that night, I remember it very well, for many reasons. The first one is, because it was the full moon, and a Friday night, and it was a Friday 13. So all the parameters are there. Full moon, Friday 13. We go to a nightclub. I don't have a car. They had brought us, and then they came to look for us later. In any case, we enter the nightclub. It's crowded, and my eyes are focused on a person in particular, a woman who looks strangely like Morticia Addams. You know, in the Addams Family, and she is dressed all in black Gothic style, dark lipstick, the skin tone very white, very pale, a black dress in lace, and she has very blue eyes. It's kind of creepy. So of course, she's different from other people. So you're thinking, what's that?